Hi, it's Sandy Parker and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today I'm going to show you the difference between regular stamped cards, which is this one. I made this one for one of my girlfriends, and a triple stamp card. Now, if you've never done triple stamping, it's very simple. It just involves a little bit of extra paper and basically its materials. So we're going to have this piece of white cardstock for our sentiment. We're going to have a black piece behind it. I'm going to give you all these measurements in a minute. I'll have this white piece. I should have a little black piece to go with it. Now when you do triple step stamping, you're going to, in my case, I'm going to put a piece of white here, a piece of white there, and then theoretically this piece of white right like that. And I'm going to temporarily adhere them down. So I'm going to put a very small amount of tear tape behind them, just to hold them down for a second until I'm ready to roll. Again, I'm going to give you these dimensions, but not yet. This is a piece of tear tape that is roughly, I would say, between 1/2 and 1/4 of an inch in length, and it's 1/8 inch tear tape. And then I have to have another piece for this white piece. I'll give you all the dimensions as usual. I'm just behind the times on this. So I've got this teeny piece that's all covered in dirt, and I'm going to set it roughly there. Hopefully it's straight enough. And then I'm going to put down my, well, that's not straight, it moved. There we go. And then I'm going to put my happy birthday right there. Okay, here's the dimensions. The outside white piece, the biggest one, is 4 by 5 1/4. This is an A2 size card base. It is 5.5 inches by 4 1/4 inches. So this piece is just 1/4 of an inch smaller around. The next layer is 3 1/4 by 3. And then this little happy birthday is 3 by 1 3/4. The happy birthday sentiment I bought on an Amazon from an Amazon set, and I'll link that below. You're going to need a couple pieces of black cardstock. This one is 3.5 inches by 2, and this is 3.5 by 3 1/4. So those are all of the pieces you need. Then the base is 8.5 inches long and 5.5 inches tall. Now I'm going to use this stamp set. We talked about this stamp set when I did the haul. It's from Stampin' Up. I think it's retired, but you can find it a lot of them on eBay. It's called Uniquely Artistic, and I really liked it because it's got some interesting different art in it. Now I thought about changing up, I don't know if you can see these well, that is what this stamp creates, is this look right here. And then this other fills in the inside of that, but that's that one. I think on this other one, even though this is completely inked up and pretty inky, I'm gonna try the flowers this time. I'm gonna use the center. I'm gonna use this one first, then I'm gonna use this one. Now you can, if you want it to be lighter in the inside, you can stamp off once and then stamp down on your card. And you're gonna push hard because you gotta go through all those layers. See how I didn't do very good? Stamping off. This is not for the faint of heart if you're not strong like me. I'm not saying I'm strong. I'm saying if you're not strong, like I'm not. I'm going to use my elbow on that where the two pieces of cardstock meet. Still didn't get it. Come on, Sandy. You can do this. Is it imperative that I get that piece filled in? Not imperative, but it would be way better if I did it. Cheapers creepers. Well, let's see if when I do the other piece, if it stamps so you can see it. I'm stamping off so that when I stamp this, it's a lighter image than the overlap that I'm going to put on it. Well, I suck at this. Let me see if I can get any of these layers to look decent. I mean, I'm using my elbow. I don't think the Misty will make a difference either. I was thinking about using the Misty on this, but I don't think it'll make a big difference. So we'll just keep going around and seeing if I can get any of these to have a good image. Oh my gosh. Aren't we shocked? I finally got one. When you stamp off, I'm going to close this, that means that you're only stamping, you're stamping on another piece of paper once, and then you get the lighter ink image. Still sucky. This one is going to be really bad because of the way I'm doing it. But maybe once I use that second layer, maybe the second layer will be better. You don't know. Well, that one was really bad. These. Okay, what I'm going to do to fill in, because my edges are fine, it's the centers that are kind of missing. So I'm just going to take, I need some water for this. Probably darker than I'd want it to be, but at least I'm going to get the middle filled in on it. Right now I know what you're thinking. That is an ugly, horrible mess. You don't know. I could probably save this. All right. Let's see if the outline of the flower with those ridges makes a bigger difference. I'm hoping it will because those ridges seem to stamp better. And I'm using the first generation of the stamp for this. So hopefully this horrible mess is not going to be a horrible mess. Now, when you do this, you need to line it up, and in this case, this flower has one big, well, we'll find it right there. Goes like that. Wish me luck. If I start crying, you'll know why. I'm going to make sure it's really well inked, as are my fingernails, because why wouldn't they be? And then if I have to, I'll resort to the Misty. I don't want to. Way better. See, I told you we could make this work. Well, I thought I could. I should have stuck to this stamp all along because those little ridges really make a big difference on these layers. You got to put some pressure on it because those layers are tricky to work with. If this card comes out looking anything worthwhile, I hope that you guys remember this moment when you looked at it and thought, my word, Sandy, throw it out. Because trust me, I'm thinking the same thing. Going, okay, Sandy, throw it out. I should have just gone with the whole ridgy thing and completely forgotten the other. All right, here is the reason that we do the black paper. You're always going to have that those lines where you just didn't get everything well stamped, because you've got levels and layers and it's complicated to get them all. I like Happy Birthday, and I even like the way the backing looks, or the stamping. I know it's shocking. I like the stamping. I'm going to put down some tear tape since I can't find my wet glue. It went amok. I'll see if we can get this thing going. As I said, the thing about triple stamping is you really kind of need to be strong. I wanted to do it in the MISTI, but I thought it would take forever because you have to realign that stamp every time you do it, and I didn't want to do that. I'm going to take my Happy Birthday. That's there. Okay. Then, remember I already attached this piece to my card, so that's not going to be an issue. Then I need to attach this to my black piece. You got to put your black background on there, in case you forgot, like Sandy. Okay. Here's my black background, and now more tear tape. Probably only need two pieces, one on the top and one on the bottom, don't you think? I mean, after all, it's pretty wide tear tape. Alright, so here is our second layer. Again, it's all about lining it up with those places that, you can see right here. You see that's the white across there? Well, we're going to make it so that we line that piece up like that. Hopefully it's straight. And then we have our Happy Birthday, which of course I have tear tape on. Oh, I was going to put foam tape behind that. Don't forget to use these scraps. If you buy foam tape of any kind that has these weird edges, use the weird edges, because there's no point in throwing them out. That you bought the foam square, so use the edges. Okay, and then we're going to line the Happy Birthday up like that. Okay, so you might be thinking, it still doesn't look great. What can we do? All right, what can we do? You could, if you didn't like this section, we could run a ribbon. Let me see, I have some ribbons right here. Let me see if we can find one that we like well enough. All right, here's how we're going to do this. Ribbon can be the greatest or the biggest nightmare of your life. And the reason I say that is sometimes when you do ribbon, you think to yourself, oh, this is going to be a cinch. And then the ribbon turns out to be the one part of the project that really doesn't work for you. So I like to forewarn you that you want to make sure when you do your ribbon that you give yourself a little bit of extra of it, and that you use sharp enough scissors that you don't have a big frayed edge. And these things are all key to having a really successful experience with your ribbon. I'm going to lay this right across the top of that card. I'm putting tear tape directly on the back of my ribbon. Hopefully your ribbon is not wonky like mine is. I'm going to remove my tear tape, not the backing, the whole tear tape, from the part where it went askew. And then I'm going to hopefully reline it up so that my ribbon is not it was becoming not straight, my ribbon. As I said, I want to cover this. That's what I don't like. I should name this video, What to Do When You Hate Something on a Card. Let me move that up a little bit. I want my ribbon to be as straight as possible. So this end is shorter than that end, so I'm going to try and slide this down a little bit. Then I'm going to go back to my diamonds, and this time Do I know what I'm doing at this point? No, I'm just getting mad. I've got diamonds stuck to my fingers. I can't get them off. Oy. That piece, I'm going to try that. I'm trying the little ones now. Maybe they won't be as hard to play with. I really like this set of diamonds I got. They don't look like they're, when they came, some of them were kind of off kilter, but that didn't bother me. Then I think I'm going to use a couple of the bigger ones, if I can get them off. Like maybe a bigger one. I don't know if this is the same size. I think it might be. I think we're going to call this good. I wish I would have the strength to do this technique better. I think all of you probably will have the strength, but back to this is without the dimension and this is with the dimension. I think they're both cute cards, but with the dimension and the black behind it, I think it's more interesting. So I hope you enjoyed this and that you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And please tell your friends about me on social media because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.